Coming up.
Were you worried about Joe and your 3 stews based on what's happened in the past seasons?
Yes, absolutely. Boy, was I worried. What I will say for Joe before I rip him down. This season is so insanely good. I honestly think it's my favourite season of Below Deck I've ever done.
Meet Harry Jowsey, reality TV heartthrob. He's been loved, ghosted, cancelled, and kissed. He spilled his guts.
I did what?
In a world of ghosting and dodging red flags, Harry's filling his boyfriend's toolbox one lesson at a time. It's Harry Jowsey, boyfriend material.
All right, what is going on, you naughty little Kiwis? Today I'm joined by star of Below Deck, Mediterranean Below Deck, Down Under, and Amazing Race Australia. She's not only your favourite chief stew, she's also the silliest. Aesha Scott, how you doing, my love?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Wow.
Naughty little Kiwis.
Yeah.
Is this a podcast specifically for kinky little Kiwi girls?
Well, it could be.
Oh.
now it is. Kinky Kiwi girls is crazy.
Yeah.
Is that what you call them?
Hello to all of you out there.
No, okay, I just always just give a random little name at the start. But we can be kinky little
I
Kiwi
like
girls.
that. I was like, wow, what a niche audience. I'm into
Yeah,
it.
very specifically to New Zealand.
No one services them very often.
Yeah,
so I'm
there's
sure
not a lot of
they're
them.
going to be very appreciative.
Only 4 million.
Yeah.
Kiwi. Is there more now?
Yeah, almost 5 now. Yeah.
Really? They're
Yeah.
breeding.
Yes,
We're going crazy.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. There's nothing else to do.
Well, yeah, it's just like mountains and have sex. What?
Although the stats on sex are going down rapidly.
What? People aren't having sex?
Well, there's too much scrolling.
Oh.
It takes effort.
Yeah, but it's usually just quick.
Yeah,
Couple
yeah.
pumps,
That's
we're
the way
out.
I like it.
Yeah, I do.
I'm like, let's not make this into a whole thing.
Yeah, like we've got shit to do.
I've got dishes to wash. I've got a shower to have. I've got posts to put up. Yeah.
Yeah, in and out.
Yeah, definitely. I don't need the whole experience.
Yeah, like let's not do that.
Don't light that candle. Please do not light that candle.
Okay,
I will
wait.
not be here that long.
Wait, so you just got married?
Yes.
How was that?
It was amazing.
Where'd you do it?
In New Zealand,
Okay.
in our hometown in Tauranga.
Yeah.
And you know how there's that whole cliche of your wedding day being the best day of your life?
Yeah.
And when people would say that, I'll be like, oh, what a cliche. But now that I've had that day, I'm like, I understand it. It truly is the best day of your life.
Really?
Wouldn't have changed a thing. Loved it so much.
Why?
And now I just feel, and it does feel like it changes your relationship. Like I just feel more bonded with him than ever before.
Oh, I want to marry all my exes. Yeah. That'd be good. Like, let's just bring it back.
Yeah, well, I'll become a Mormon and you probably could.
Oh, well, I did go on the Secret Lives of Mormon Wife, so
Did
maybe.
you?
Yeah, for a little bit, for a second.
Oh my God.
Have you done? Would you do that one?
No, I'm a wife to one person.
Okay, well, I don't know.
That
They're
takes up
crazy.
enough of my time. I don't need multiple husbands.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Wait, so why did you guys pick doing it in New Zealand?
We chose to do it in New Zealand because I'm like, even though I spend most of my time away from New Zealand is like the primary thing in my heart. My family's so in my heart. Scott and I are from the same hometown. And so it just made sense to do it there. Celebrate where we're from. Half the people that came were from the States as well.
Oh,
and
cool.
people here say all the time, oh, we'd love to go, we'd love to go. It's just so far, which it isn't really. But they
one
needed
flight.
a good reason. And so to get everyone, it was just a great reason to get everyone there and finally show off this beautiful place we love.
Wow, that's so nice.
Yeah,
How
it
many
was
people
really
came?
special. 130.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, you'd think it is, but we both have lived so many different lives, like being at home. Then I lived in Oz for a bit, went yachting, America. Scott was home, college in San Fran, Breckenridge. So we've lived in so many different places that to fit all of that into 130 was the worst part of the wedding.
Really?
Worst part by far is the guest list.
Why? Because you just what? 130 was a limit. Or could
We couldn't go past 130, and it was like MySpace top 10, except your life's top 30. And
God.
it just feels so. But we love way more people than 130 people. So
It's also expensive.
ranking people, you know.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah. Has there been anyone that's been sassy at you?
Nah, actually, everyone's
Okay.
been pretty mature. That's the beauty of getting married at 34.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'd be stressed about that.
Yes, yeah. But also, I was prepared for it though, because I was like, if anyone's going to come and get sassy, that tells me that you're not like the type of character that I need to keep around me anyway.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I don't care with weddings. Like, it costs so much per head. It's so difficult fitting in all the family. So I never get offended if I'm not invited to a wedding.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
Which never happens.
What was your favourite part about it all?
Just the feeling there and the love that was there. Like, it's because I'm such an energy person and you can feel energy so much. And to have all these people that you love directing all of their most loving energy towards you and your day and making sure your day goes well, that was just so special. And then also seeing all of my guests, interacting, like the number one piece of feedback from the day was, man, you've got the most welcoming people in your life, because every single group embraced every other group and everyone just meshed.
Oh, that's perfect.
And it made me so proud of them.
Yeah, oh, that's
Yeah.
so sweet. How did you plan it all by yourself?
I had a place help me do the, what do you call it, like the styling.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, these are the colours I like, this is my kind of theme, and Table Linen did the styling. And then the venue that we chose, Omahanui, the owner there, Amy, she used to plan weddings for years and years, so she kind of acts as your wedding planner as well.
Yeah.
So I did have some help, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. You just tick away at it over the year.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
'Cause I'd be so stressed. I'd just turn into a diva and be like, someone else needs to do this.
Well, and I think people just get so caught up with so many details. They're like, what font do I want on my sign? And like, I want to make a little handcraft for every single person. And if that's your thing, that's totally cool. But
Yeah.
I don't like details. I was like, these are the kind of flowers I want. Put them in whatever vases you have around. Like, sign people, you know, this is what I want on a sign. Choose whatever font you think looks good.
Yeah,
and I
oh,
just
good.
didn't care about the details too much.
Yeah, that's
Because it's about
good.
the day and the people more anyway.
Yeah, I remember my sister's wedding back in New Zealand, and it was like just barefoot. Everyone is in doing their own little way. Everyone's in campers and tents. Like, it was so nice. And then we all planted a tree for like the new beginning, and that was beautiful.
So cool.
Yeah, I was like, this is so nice. I just think maybe being in LA, it makes me want to be a diva. I'm like, oh, I should be so serious about all this stuff.
It's kind of hard to make a wedding look not good. So just roll with it.
Just have fun.
You know, just have fun.
Yeah.
All these people have taken time out of their busy lives to be there. Just enjoy their company.
Wow.
Enjoy the marriage.
Yeah.
You know,
What
2
was-
months in. What am I now? 2 months in.
2 months
3
in.
months in. Going strong.
Is it going good?
Going really good.
Okay, cool. Have you guys done a honeymoon?
Yeah, we went down to Queenstown.
You love New Zealand.
I love New Zealand. And we spent so much time away from there.
Yeah.
A, we spent so much time away from there, but B, we had so many people come over from the States that were staying on longer that we were like, we kind of feel like we want to stick around and make the most of all these people being here when we've been asking them to come for so long.
Look at
We're
you.
just so thoughtful. It's crazy.
Yeah, you love your friends.
I do so
That's
much.
so nice. Wait, so you guys went to Queenstown and you did all the stuff? Like, you went bungee jumping and stuff, or no?
No,
Not like that
oh my
trip?
God, no! I want to die never having bungee jump.
Okay, I don't know if it was that type of trip or not.
Good question though, because that's the type of place that it is.
Yeah.
No, we went to onsen. We had a lovely like spa looking out at the
very
mountains.
different than what I thought.
We did the shot over jet, which that was really fun. Oh, we did do an 8-hour hike. That was really cool. We did an 8-hour hike up to Earnslaw Burn, which is the place that Scott originally wanted to propose to me.
Oh.
But then some guy came into his bar in Breckenridge and was asking what the perfect place to propose was. And I was like, if you want to propose to your girlfriend in New Zealand, you have to do it at Earnslaw Burn. It's so lovely.
Oh.
And he's like, after that, I just felt like I couldn't do it there because if we walked there, you'd just be expecting it, or like, I don't know, you'd kind of like ruined it by telling someone else. And I was like, you still could have done that.
Yeah, it still would have been great.
Yeah, but the place he did do it was like incredible and amazing.
Wait, where did he do it? Where was it?
He did it at Homunga Bay, which is
You
a
guys
beach.
love New Zealand. Wow.
We do.
You love it so much.
We do.
Wow.
It's this beach, like a 2-hour drive from our house, and you can only get there by walking. So you either have to walk like 3 hours from Waihi, or you can park on a guy's farm and walk down his farm like an hour in. And so we did the sunrise hike with my best friend and her husband, and we were down there, and he timed it so perfectly so that I was looking out to the ocean with my friend. I wonder where she's running to. I turn around and see Scott running towards me, and he gets down on one knee right as the sun is like perfectly popping up over the horizon. And no one's around because who's going to walk there for sunrise unless you really specifically want to be there?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was so
That's
special.
magical.
It was.
Did you know that he was going to?
No idea. Absolutely no idea. And that was my number one thing to Scott, as I was like, I don't care how you do it, where you do it. It doesn't have to be a big deal. The only thing I want is that it has to be a surprise. And I'm the hardest person to surprise because I'm so good at reading people and picking up on like little changes in things that I always find out surprises. And so he was shitting himself. He's
bet.
like, how am I supposed to surprise the hardest girl ever to surprise? Who surprises are her favourite thing.
Oh, wow.
I'm so annoying. They're my favourite thing in the world, and I always ruin them for myself, but I don't want to.
What was that initial feeling like when you saw him running over to you?
My heart just started beating so fast, and it was so special because as soon as I looked at him, I knew what he was doing, and I was like, I just remember thinking like, whoa, this is that moment that so many girls dream about for all my life.
With
I'd been
Scott.
like,
yeah,
I'm like, hey.
they were Scott.
Always a Scott, yeah, baby. I'd always wondered how I would get proposed to one day. Like, I daydreamed about it so many times. And I just was like, slow down, be present, because Aesha, like, this is it. It's happening right now. This is that moment.
You're so great.
It was crazy.
Where did your friend go? Did
she
went
ran
to go film?
back to, so she ran to pick up a camera, she filmed, and her husband took photos. So we got great footage of it.
Wow, what was that walk like on the way back? Were you just doing
the
backflips?
The best thing ever. It's straight uphill, and I didn't get puffed once. I was just like, woo, ring on my finger, ring on my finger. Showing all the tuies.
Yeah, look at that.
Shame, I'm engaged and you're not.
Yeah,
sucker.
stupid bird, you didn't have a
It's
finger.
just a stupid bird. I'm a cute
Wait,
bird and I'm
I heard
engaged.
the ring is really intentional.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
tell me about it.
Oh my gosh, he did the best job ever. I'm so impressed.
I want to
with
marry him too.
Oh my god. Well, welcome. You can come.
Yeah.
I'll just take you for a test drive first, though. So pending. Welcome, pending.
Okay.
So this engagement ring. So Layla Casey designed it, and what he's done. So all of the diamonds in there represent someone, because I'm extremely close to my family. They're just like my absolute everything, and he knew that, and so he got the ring designed so that that's me in the middle, and then he got a stone for each person, so that's my mum and my sister,
What?
the girls on one side, and then that's my dad and my 4 brothers on this side. And he got one of the stone because one of my brothers passed away, so he got one of the stones a different colour just to represent Reuben.
Shout out
So he's
Reuben.
like, and wait, it gets better.
This guy's
It's so good.
thoughtful.
And he's like, so, that way your family's with you wherever you go. Like when you're missing home, you look down in it and you can like think of your family. And then he's like, and then on the inside, he got one little diamond put on the inside of the band, and that represents him. And he's like, I put it there because your love language is touch, and that way I'm touching you wherever you go.
We can finish the podcast now. This is crazy. Wow.
Is that not the sweetest thing ever? Like, what the hell?
How did you get a guy like that? Like
I
the
know.
nicest guy ever.
I know.
Where do they
I
come
say that
from?
to him all the time. I'm like, you're so nice to me. Why are you so nice to me?
You're his wife. But he should be nice if you're married. But
I know, but
Wow.
he's just so lovely. I'm so lucky.
Has he always been intentional like that?
He's always like right from the start. He's just, every single gift he gives me is so thoughtful and so
Wow.
kind. And it's bizarre because he hates when people are thoughtful towards him. Like, giving him a gift is the hardest thing ever. He like doesn't want anyone to do anything for him. He doesn't want anyone to give anything to him. He's not sentimental at all. Like, I
Wow.
will put so much effort into getting him like this special, perfect, thoughtful thing, and he's just like, oh yeah, cool. But then to others, he very much is so.
Why is he like that?
No, well, his mum is not sentimental at all, so we got
okay.
that from her. And so that makes me think, I'm like, I don't know if he's actually inherently like that, or if he loves me so much and he knows that those are the things that I value, so he makes himself channel that
Oh,
for me.
so nice.
Yeah.
But do you think maybe he gets Like it's also self-serving too to see how happy you get.
Yeah,
like,
probably.
Maybe that's
Yeah,
what
because it
is.
feels so good to see
It feels
someone
so
that happy.
good. And that is
And-
the happiest.
So cool.
Wait, what did he
I'm
tell you?
very lucky.
What did he tell you about the ring? Like how did
like
just,
right as he put it on.
he was like this is what this means.
Yeah, so I was already emotional, and then that just made me even more emotional.
I
It was
wouldn't even know how to.
amazing.
I would be dizzy.
I know. Yes,
Oh,
I
that's
know.
so thoughtful.
It was, and that's the thing. I couldn't even cry because I was just like, it was just so overwhelming.
I would have just
was
jumped
like,
off the cliff. Like I gotta go. I gotta know. Life's good now.
I just been over and silent, like just was
Wow.
silent for so long. It was just amazing. But yeah,
God.
scored with him. Don't know how I managed to do it, but he's amazing.
So what is your story? You guys were friends to lovers? How did it happen?
Acquaintances to nothing to lovers. So.
Okay. Wow.
So, because we went to the same high school, and so people always assume that we were high school sweethearts, but we weren't. You know, in high school when you only care about people from other schools. So I was
Yeah.
like, boys from my school, yuck.
Ew.
Ooh. And so we would walk through the quad, and he'd walk past, and I'd be like, hey, but that's
Yeah.
kind of like thought nothing of it. Didn't even know until we got together that I went to his 18th birthday and spent the whole night crying, lying down on his driveway
That's
because
good.
another guy had cheated on me. But yeah, no idea that was his birthday.
Wow.
But was
On
at
his
his
birthday.
18th party. Yeah, apparently. And then we both went away, did our own things. He moved to the States. I went to uni, went yachting, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was a type of small school where you all follow each other on Instagram, you know, just like by default.
Yeah.
And so we'd followed each other. And then when I was 28 and I'd been coming here a bit for doing interviews because I'd started doing Below Deck, and he was in Colorado, and Kiwis just like not many Kiwis come here. So if Kiwis would come to California, he would make the effort all the time to come out and like
He's the best
spend
guy
a couple
ever.
days with them and then go back. And so he did that to me. He's like, hey, I see you're here. Like, do you want me to come out and we can hang out for a little bit? Hadn't spoken to him since high school. And when he messaged, sorry, probably longer version than you
No,
anticipated.
this is the point of a podcast. it's the talk. It's perfect.
And then we got married. Yeah. So
Whoa.
no. And then so he messaged, and but when he messaged, I was sitting at the gate at LAX, about to fly home, and I'd been planning to go home for about 6 months, and so I was like, oh no, sorry, I can't. I'm going home, whatever. And it was so platonic, like didn't think anything of it. But I did find him interesting. And so we just started messaging a little bit on Instagram. Once every 2 weeks turned into once every week, turned into twice a week. And then after a few months, we were messaging like all the time. And I remember when I went home, it was so crazy because I hadn't looked at his Instagram yet. And I was sitting on my deck at home. Yeah. And looking out to the sky, and I was picturing what I wanted my life to look like. And then I remember it was like a month later, I was like, I'm going to actually just look at his Instagram, see what he's about, because I didn't stalk him at this point. And I was looking through his posts, and his whole page was just like almost exact images from things that I'd been sitting in my head, like picturing how I wanted my life to look.
What?
I was like, what the hell? Because I was just like, I was thinking about like van life and hiking and adventure and like all these different activities that I wanted to do and all these things that I wanted to do. And his whole page was just like the mood board that I had in my head.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, and that really like flipped a switch in me, made me much more interested. And then 4 months into this chatting, I just messaged him and I was like, look, there's obviously something here. Do you think I should come over and see you? And he, like 5 minutes later, he's like, yes, come over. So I went over, and our first date was a 2-week road trip in his converted ambulance that he lived in. And
He's
he
the
took
coolest
me
guy I've ever
like
heard of.
canoeing. We camped on like right on Horseshoe Bend, took me to Wall Street in Moab, taught me how to rock climb, went like mountain biking, hiking,
He's the coolest guy ever.
snowmobile to a cabin in like the absolute backcountry, took me paragliding.
What?
It was so like best first date ever.
Whoa.
So cool.
Did he already plan that? Or he was like, this is just life. This is
That's
what
just
we're
his
doing.
life. That's just what he's like. He's like the most adventure man you could ever meet.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Has he still got the ambulance?
We sold that like
Okay.
3 years later. Miss it dearly.
Yeah, we need to get that
But
back.
we really do. But we've taken half a step there, and we've bought an old truck. A Ford F-150.
Sick.
It's sick. It's like it's like brown with this cream stripe along the middle. And then we've bought a matching truck camper. You know the campers that sit on the back of the truck? Yeah, so
Oh.
we got one of those. And
guys
it's
are
so
cool.
he's living in it now out in Colorado, and then we'll like mostly live in that over summer. Should be so fun.
You guys are so cool. That's so fun. Do you think you want to have kids or anything in the future? Or no?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, definitely want to have kids.
But they gotta be on the road. They gotta
Yes,
be moving.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing. Like, you know, we haven't had them yet because it's just life's so busy with
So
the
busy.
career and stuff. And like below deck, I can't be pregnant and hosting people on below deck. So we haven't done it yet. But like Scott's like, I want it yesterday. Like as soon as you want to get pregnant, I'm ready.
good.
But no
Yeah.
pressure because it is your body that has to deal with it. So yeah, I think sometime in the next couple of years we'll start trying, I'd say.
Wow.
I'm 35 this year, and I mean, you know, I know you can have them at any age, but I want to have 3. So I'm like, we
Wow,
probably
beautiful.
should start at some point.
Yeah.
You know?
Are you
Yeah.
practicing?
Hey?
You guys are practicing?
Yeah, we've been
Okay.
practicing a
Okay,
little bit.
good.
But like I said, no candles, make it quick.
Yeah, hurry up. In and out. No, I think that's one of my favorite things about my sisters is how much they travel with their kids.
Yeah.
And like especially around New Zealand, there's just so
Yes.
much shit to do. Like my sister Rose, her man is a firefighter.
Cool.
And they'll just take their little boy and like get in the camper, just go
Yes.
and go fish and go do cool stuff and
Yep.
got them a kayak and stuff, and they'll just like fuck around. It's sick.
Because that's
it's the best.
that's the dream, is doing the whole camper van thing with them, because it's so easy, it's so low key, and
Yeah.
kids don't need these grand, amazing holidays. Like the best memories of my life was staying in the shittiest motel, like going down to play at the beach. Kids really don't need much.
Yeah.
They just want to spend time with you and do
It's the
things that
best
make
in New Zealand
memories.
too as well. You just
Yes.
go find a nice bridge, go for a jump, go for a
Do
swim.
some manus.
Yeah, do some manus. I remember we went because we would spend our summers in Golden Bay.
Oh,
New Zealand.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Never been.
Have you not?
No, but
Oh,
I've heard
no
amazing things.
You have to go.
Yes.
Again, well, it's all the same.
Isn't that where
Beautiful.
Oriental Bay gets its sand from?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Like it. We had a place in Collingwood down there,
nice.
like on the mountain, and it would like overlook, like the mussel farms.
Yeah.
And you'd always see the orcas come in and just throw stingrays and stuff.
Cool. Really?
Yeah, it was so cool.
They throw stingrays.
Yeah, they'd like throw shit up, or maybe it was a seal. I don't know, but I remember we had
Cool.
binoculars. We'd sit there with my dad and like watch them, and then all the
Wow.
whole summer we would just like we'd get on our bikes, we'd ride everywhere,
Yeah.
and then we'd go to the bridge, and then we'd like try and catch eels and shit off the bridge.
Yeah.
And then my dad would drive past
Yes.
and throw fish and chips down for us, and then it was the best time ever.
That's so
It's
good.
the best time
Going
ever.
down for a bit of like wrapping the t-shirt around your hand and trying to grab
and
eels
trying to
out
grab
of the
it.
river.
Yeah, and then they're so
Yes.
slimy and
Yes.
stupid.
You're like, woo, woo.
Yeah. It's cool.
So fun.
What was it like doing Amazing Race with Scott?
Oh, it was so amazing.
Why is everything so good in your life? Everything's
Honestly
perfect.
is. Everything's going so well. I'm so lucky.
Wait. Okay, tell me about it.
It was really, really awesome. It was obviously so nice to share all of those experiences with him, because we got to experience so much. And like when you're doing long, grueling days, like it is nice to have your person there. But I will say, I don't think we always work very good as a team. That's why we do a lot of stuff separately. Because I'm used to being a chief stew. I'm used to being so
Yeah.
bossy. And so I just really didn't want to ever listen to what he had to say. Which I think a lot of wives are like that.
Yeah, and which is fine. Guys are stupid.
But yeah, it was really good. I think I learnt that I need to listen to him more. So that was good.
How's that going?
Oh, actually, well, this morning I had sent him a message and I said, hey, that's a really good idea. And he said, thank you so much, honey. And like he had to think it, because I literally never say to him that's a good idea, because I just don't listen to them.
Okay,
So-
good.
Like someone else will tell me the exact same thing 2 months later, and I'll be like, that's the best idea. And he's like,
Fuck.
I fucking told you this so many times. I'm
No.
like, no, I don't think you did.
Yeah, didn't
no.
hear it.
So yeah,
Damn.
he was so grateful that I told him he had a good idea.
I did Amazing Race too.
Did you?
Yeah, in Australia,
The Australian one.
the celebrity one.
Cool. cool.
Yeah, I think it was the year before yours.
Were you on there with Pete Hellier? The year before ours was because one of my closest friends is Pete Hellier, the comedian, and he was on the season before us, and it was with Bam.
No,
maybe you were the year before.
I was the year before that.
Right. Okay, I need to go and
Damn.
watch your season.
No,
then.
you don't need to.
Why?
We did India.
Did you suck?
We were actually really terrible, but we were having fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and that was the main thing. But we got to, I think we were the 4th.
Oh, so I got 4th.
Did
no,
you?
oh no,
Okay.
I got 3rd. No, I think that's where we went wrong. Was I'm so competitive that I took it so seriously that I feel like we were nowhere near as entertaining as we could have been or should have been. You know, and they can obviously edit it to make you look better than what you are. But we kept saying like, let's just have fun, like enjoy it, make the most of the experience, be entertaining. And then like the clock would start and I'd just go full, like nothing else existed in the world, just the game.
How did Scott deal with that? Because
he hated it.
He hates it.
Because
Right?
again, like I don't listen to him at the best of times, but then when I'm that like in it, it's like he just doesn't exist. I'm just like, pick this up, do this, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that
that's why I say it was amazing overall.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's things we need to work on.
I
need to work on.
Was that his first time on TV?
No,
Okay.
because it was his first whole season on TV.
Okay.
But he's visited me on Below Deck like 3 times. And a couple of those times he's been able to come and do like a whole cast day out with us and stuff. So
Oh, cool.
he's had a little and he came to visit. He surprised me on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here as well. So yeah. He's like the
cool.
cameo king.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wait, where did you guys go on Amazing Race? Where did you start?
We started in Nepal.
Whoa.
And then we went to, my favourite place was Uzbekistan, because who the fuck goes to Uzbekistan?
can't
Like,
even
it was
say
just
that.
so buzzy.
Yeah.
And then we did Taipei, Java, and Sri Lanka.
Wow, Sri Lanka's
Yeah,
awesome.
so Taiwan, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka, yeah.
What
yeah,
was the
it was
favourite?
so cool. Oh, I think probably Uzbekistan, just because it was so surreal to be there. Like, I just haven't heard of anyone ever going there before.
Yeah.
It's not usually on like people's itineraries, and it just felt like a whole other world. And because we got to go up to these like rocky snowy mountains and walk donkeys through them. And as we were walking the donkey, the snow started perfectly falling, and it just
cool.
was a very surreal leg of the race.
Okay, how rigged do you think it is? Because I think it's so fucking rigged.
So rigged.
So rigged.
Well, I'm not allowed to say anything like that.
Oh, you aren't?
No.
I think I'm out of contract. No, because you'd be with the expert and you do your thing and then you present it and they look at the producer and the producer goes, nah.
Yeah.
And they go, no. And you go back, don't change anything. 5 minutes later, submit it after let 3 teams go.
Yes.
And then you're good. I'm like, why are you letting us be stupid?
I completely agree.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anyway. Wait, how was I'm a Celeb?
Loved it.
Loved it.
It was very boring.
Oh.
Very boring because you just spend like most of your time sitting in this camp doing absolutely nothing. But I say which sounds weird that I say I loved it, but I say that because the people that I was with were so incredible, and it just was so special to get to know people before you know anything about them. Like usually it happens the other way in real life. Like you'll see someone on Instagram or you'll look up their page or something first, or you'll see them in photos with friends before you're introduced to them.
Yeah.
But this time I like met people and I had no idea what their family looked like, what job they had, what their life looked like. And so to really get to know the person for the person and then hear them describe their life, and then afterwards to go and see what all these people look like that they love and stuff, and see them like, you know, sitting behind the radio booth in their job. It's such a cool order to do it.
Yeah. It must be surreal.
Yeah, and I definitely made amazing lifelong friends, and it was just a cool experience. You know, I love I love the rough and tumble kind of life. So yeah, I found that quite fun.
Where did you guys film that? Was that South Africa?
South Africa, yes.
Wow.
Have you done it as well?
No. I think when I was talking with them about Amazing Race, talking about that too.
Right, yeah.
Because I was like, I want to do more stuff back home.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
so nice.
Because Australian TV is so great, and Australian production companies are just so cool and so fun.
And the people are fun too.
Yeah, real fun.
Yeah.
I do love Australia. As much as there's that whole New Zealand Australia thing, like I love Australians.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I came home and I was like, oh, not enough people know me here. Like, I want to be important.
Yes, totally.
I was like, I love this stuff.
Because you would have did you have a similar thing to me, which is the opposite of what most people from New Zealand and Australia have, which is I would walk around the streets in America and like in the States and people would recognize me all the time, but then I'd go home or to Australia and no one would know.
No one cares.
And it's not that it like bothered me at all. It was just interesting because usually people start from there and then work their way towards the States.
Yeah, it drives me crazy.
And we're just really fortunate that we're so fortunate that we started on a platform that allowed us to start where people end and then work our way backwards.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's so awesome. Doing Aussie TV has been really good for building my profile there.
And it's nice to feel important, especially because my mum doesn't care about anything apart from the local paper.
Oh,
So, like, if I'm not in it, I'm not important.
that's so
So, like,
sweet.
she'll see something on TMZ, and doesn't care. But if it's a local paper, she's like, Harry, did you see this?
And have you been in the local paper?
Yeah. It's like, boy from your poon is doing this. And she, like, thinks it's so cool.
Oh,
It's
I
really cute.
love that.
Yeah.
The local paper is a big deal.
It's a big deal for mums.
Yes. I
Yeah.
hope she's got your articles on the fridge.
She probably does.
Yeah, cute.
Okay, tell me about Below Deck. How did that come about?
So Below Deck came about because I was working in yachting anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I finished uni, moved back to my hometown, couldn't get a job in what I wanted to do and didn't like my job. And my sister called me one day and told me about yachting. And I was like, that sounds amazing. Let's do it immediately. So we hung up the phone, quit our jobs that day. 2 weeks later, did the 2-week course, did our medical. And then within 6 weeks, we were jumping on a plane, flying to France, and just started walking the docks straight away.
Whoa.
Very impulsive, and it's always worked really well for me.
Wow.
So yachting itself happened like so unexpected, as did Below Deck. So I did yachting for 6 years, but I always wanted to work in TV, and I always knew since I was really young that it would happen. I just didn't know who, what, when, where, how. But I knew, it sounds so annoying for me to say, but I just knew that it would come to me at some point when it was meant to. And so I remember like in high school sitting there and being like, hasn't happened yet. When is it going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll just carry on. And then sitting in like uni, I remember so vividly sitting in my room being like, why hasn't it happened yet? Oh, well, it's going to happen. I'll just carry on. And so I just kept carrying on with my life, waiting for it to come to me. And one of my friends from high school knew this, and she also was in yachting. And the Below Deck casting team, they are always sending out emails and things to yachties to try and like build up the pool that they can pull from. And so she one day got an email from them being like, oh, would you want to apply on Below Deck? And she messaged me straight away and she's like, oh my gosh, did you know they make this show about what we do? You should apply for it. I think you'd be perfect. And she sent me the application form and I was like, well, no one knows you from an application form. Let me make you a video. So I made this 2-minute video just being like, Aesha, and sent it in. And then 30 minutes later, they were like, when are you free? We need to Skype you. We need to talk.
Whoa.
And so I Skyped them and then it went from there.
That's wild.
And I'm so grateful it happened when it did, because I had enough years in yachting that I could go on the show and really know how to do the job.
Right.
So that and also I got to enjoy yachting just as like yachting exactly for what it was before it then turned into this career. So like everything happens when it's meant to. It's so serendipitous.
Wow.
And it just happened at the exact right time.
Do they put is it like your normal crew, or it's kind of manufactured, the cast?
Yeah,
Okay.
hugely.
Okay,
Yeah, because they've got a cast. They cast for all the cast and then they cast for all the crew too. So they find a boat that has an owner that's willing to let them do it, and then all the crew that actually work on and live on there, they send them off on a holiday. Like I think they pay for their flights to go home or somewhere while we're filming, and then we come in and use their boat for 6 weeks and then go. And it's really annoying because I think like they kind of tell them to leave it not in the best condition. So we always come on and there's just like, it's just so dirty. Often, not all the time. Sometimes you can see the stews like couldn't help themselves and they have gone around and dusted and stuff, which is nice. But then also because you're going into a different chief stew's way of working, it's like all the cupboards are just arranged in a way that you would never do it, and there's like, you're like, one cupboard's full of sugar when you're like, I would put the oat milks here. And so you go on and I just end up putting
This
everything.
is why you're so good.
Yeah.
Just getting pissed off about the sugar.
Yes, it's so I'm like, no, you don't need to use up that much space for that. And so I go in, the first thing I always do is I get the girls to go and start on like the cleaning in the cabins, and then I go and I get these big like rubbish bags or tubs and I take everything that they've got out of the cupboards and just clean them and start from fresh, because otherwise it just drives me crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's the first thing you do when you land, and before is that before filming or
No, when we
as soon
walk
as
on
it-
and filming.
because you're already ready to go.
Yes, but that's
Wow.
what's so hard about Below Deck, which people I feel like don't give us enough credit for, is when you join a normal boat, it's like a boat that's just been running that way for years. You've got all your systems in place, you've got inventory, you've got checklists, like you've got people, you're not all quitting and joining at the same time, so you've got everyone around you has worked on there, so you learn on the job and you can do that. Whereas for us, we're joining and meeting everyone that day. No one's seen the boat before. I don't know where the napkins are. I don't know where the plates are. I don't know what systems they use on this boat. Like I don't know what their sheets look like or where they are. And then we have to get on, fully provisioned, fully clean and set up, and then pick up guests the next day. And by the time they've done all of the cast walk-ons, because every cast has to have their moment in the sun and do their walk-on, so by the time I actually have all of my interior team on the boat ready to work, it's probably like 5 p.m. and we pick up the next day at 12, and there's like days worth of work to do.
So in a normal situation,
Yeah.
how quick are you getting on a boat and then the owners and stuff coming on?
Well, so in a normal situation, the boat just runs year round.
Okay,
so it's like, so if you're joining a boat, you're
Yeah.
usually one stew that's joining a boat of a team that's already functioning.
Fuck,
Everything's fully
okay.
going,
So
So
it's always
even if you
on.
came in late, everyone around you has been on the boat for a few months and knows everything, so it's not that
God.
bad. And then the other thing is that usually when you have charters on, you'll have charters on for like 1 or 2 weeks. So you do just one order for them and you get the fridges ready and you get to know their routine and everything. Whereas with us, they purposely give us like these really short charters one after the other, so that you always have to do a new order list. You have to change the fridges every time. You never get used to them.
This is crazy.
It's honestly like because I feel like yachties would look at the show sometimes and just be like, that's not yachting, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, it's not, because it's way fucking harder. It's like yachting on steroids, It's the worst thing ever and the best thing ever at the same time.
I'm also just thinking for the camera guys. It
Yeah.
must be so annoying because it's not like it's big down there, right? Like it's got to
Yes.
be so tight.
Yeah, it's so tight. The camera guys, because we always they've got mounted cameras in every room.
Okay, cool.
And then there
Thank
are
fuck.
Yes, and then there are 3 roaming cameras.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the guys are like very tall, muscly men, and we do have a lot of women too, which is really cool.
Okay, cool.
But I just remember when I first started, I was so impressed with them because they move like ninja ballerinas, because the fourth wall is really intense. It's like strictly a follow dock, so we cannot know that they're there. They have to get out of our way. The way that they dance around you in these tiny little pantries is just so impressive.
God.
While still getting the shot.
Yeah, and making sure they don't miss anything.
Yeah.
Has there ever been, has a crew member ever fallen off, or like a camera guy ever fallen off the side or like dropped a camera or anything?
Oh, yeah, we had one guy last year dropped his camera and it put this big dent in the wheelhouse floor.
Yeah.
So that wasn't great. But the funniest one...
wasn't great.
The funniest one was... Well, I found it funny. He did not find it funny. I think my 3rd season, we had this charter guest that was really hungover and seasick. And he was on the top deck. Then there's the mid deck. Then there's the main deck. And I was running up the stairs to come and like give him a drink or something. And at that exact moment, he just so happened to be sprinting down the stairs trying to get to a bathroom because he was just about to throw up. And as he saw me coming, he had to suddenly stop. And but he'd already started like projectile vomiting.
Oh,
so
no.
he did it, and like some of it went all down my arm, which I thought was pretty funny. And then he turned around, ran back up the stairs, and then carried on and did the rest of it over the side of the thing. But standing right under where he vomited was Lou, this camera guy, and the vomit just came down and went like all over the top of his head, all over the camera.
No way.
Everything. It was so funny.
No way.
I was just standing there like crying, laughing. He was so angry about it.
I would have been.
Yeah, because it's camera equipment too. And like,
It's also vomit.
yes, yeah.
Fuck the camera equipment. Getting covered in someone's vomit is crazy. A random person too. Like,
Yes. So funny. So
Wow.
yeah. So they do need to be careful.
oh my
Because,
God.
yeah, really tight spaces. So they're always hitting into things.
How
but-
many camera guys and stuff are on the actual boat?
So we do
Not that many.
three. Yeah, so we do three. There's 3 different shifts, and
Yeah.
there are always 3 on at a time.
Yeah.
And so they're just kind of like walking around. They got their earpieces in, and they turn one of the cabins into a control room. So
Oh, cool.
they're always watching and listening to everything that every single person's saying.
Mm.
So if this conversation starts to sound real juicy, and there's a roaming camera that's doing something that's of less importance, then they'll be like,
Go.
quick, run to the master. And then like within seconds of talking about something interesting, someone will run in to catch it.
So
They're so
good.
good.
So you're returning for your 7th season.
Yes,
How does that
crazy,
feel?
eh?
That's wild.
Yeah, it feels amazing.
It feels good?
Yeah, it feels so good because I never expected it.
Yeah, true.
Like when I went on to season 4, I didn't even know what Below Deck was. It wasn't until I was walking down the streets after the season came out, and someone ran up to me and was like, wanted a photo, and I called the network and I was like, is this show like a big show or something? And they're like, yes, Aesha.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of like didn't click to me until a while later. But I very much just expected it to be like one and done, go and have fun, and then go do something else. And also this was a time where there was less awareness about reality and what it can do for you. So I didn't really think about a plan and what I wanted to do with it.
Just doing it.
And then they asked me back for season 5 halfway through when someone left, and I was like, oh, fun, yes. Actually, no, I almost didn't go to that because I was really tired.
You tired? There's
I
no
know,
way.
I know it's
There's
saying
no way you
something.
would never be
It's
tired.
saying something. I
No
just done
way.
a whole charter season, one of the hardest charter seasons of my life, and I
Yeah.
was really homesick. And I was on my way home, and they were like, we need to stop you halfway and get you to go to Watch What Happens Live. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited about going home. And so I went to Watch What Happens Live, and then as I landed in New York for that, I had all these missed calls for them, and I knew what it would be about. I hadn't slept in like 4 days. I'd done the whole season and a whole other season. I was really homesick, and it was the first time in my life I felt fully depleted, and I was like, I just don't think I can do it. I said no. And then they were like, we're going to give you a couple of days to think about it. And my friends were all just like, Aesha, what are you doing? Like, you'll be so angry at yourself if you don't do this. Like, you're tired now, but when you're not tired, you're going to be so angry. And I was like, true, okay.
I love your friends.
Same, amazing.
It's so good.
So I said yes and did that. And then again, thought that it would just be the last one. And then I expressed interest to them like a year later, saying like, hey, if you guys ever did want me for anything, like I would be interested. And then they were like, well, actually, we're starting Below Deck Down Under. You're from not Australia, but you're like from Down Under, so you'd probably be the perfect person to launch that series. So that happened, and then I just keep getting asked back. It's like, don't know why, but it's I think because none of it's been expected or promised. It's just the length is surprising even to me, and makes me feel so grateful and happy.
Yeah. Can you teach me about being a chief stew and how you get there?
Yes. So it's same with anything. You just got to start at the bottom and work your way to the
Okay.
top. Girls keep trying to cut corners and getting there too quickly. Stop there.
Stop that.
Put the bloody work in, okay?
Okay.
Like, yeah, I put 6 years of work in, and you can do it quicker than that. I did like dilly-dally a little bit, but you have to go in as a junior stew, and you will be starting with the laundry and the toilets and the beds. You just have to. We all have to pay
Gotta
our
earn your
dues,
stripes.
earn your stripes.
Yeah.
So you'll do that, and then it's just as you work your way up and as you get more experience, then the chief stew will like give you more opportunities to be on service, and then because as you work up, you do less and less housekeeping and more service, unless you're on a really big boat where they have a separate housekeeping department.
God, how big are these fucking boats?
Yeah, well, the one that I did most of my training on, I was only a service stew because they had service and then housekeeping and then laundry and then a crew mess, and none of them, they were all
God.
completely separate.
Is that like Jeff Bezos' boat? Like, what's going on?
No, it was the richest family of in Poland. So yeah, it was incredible, and I learned so much. So yeah, you just have to start junior, work your way up, get to second, get your service experience up, and then eventually find a boat that will trust you to lead people.
Was that the scariest thing when you started leading people? Or TV? What
It was
scary?
so well. I started leading
Oh,
people on TV.
Oh, that's the worst.
So it was the worst. Oh my God. Like I'd filled in before as chief stew here and there, but it was
Yeah.
like low stakes. And this, so
God.
my Down Under season 1 was my first ever like full season being a chief stew. And as I said to you earlier, this is like yachting, but like way harder, like yachting on steroids type hard yachting. So
Yeah.
for me to take that role on for the first time in the hardest possible way you could ever take it on,
God.
I'm like a very capable, self-assured person, but I was so stressed all the time, like to the point where every single night I woke up around 2 or 3 in the morning, not just dripping with sweat, but proper like have to wring your sheets out, like swimming in my
Wow.
own sweat, because I just was constantly like shit.
Oh,
And I'd
no.
go to bed at night and I'd just be like, okay, so I'll tell this person to do this, and then they should be on breakfast, and then they should pull this, and then they'll do this, and I just was like, just really found it quite difficult. And then also my chef sucked, gave me a lot of attitude, so that didn't help. One of my stews was absolutely useless, so that didn't help. My saving grace was Toomey, my second stew, because she was so capable and a really good right-hand woman. This is why I say to people, if something scares you, or you feel like you're not good at something, just keep doing it and keep trying, because you're only going to get better through exposure. And that thing that at one time terrified me and made me so stressed, now I walk on the boat and it like my heart won't even change a beat.
Yeah.
It's like it ain't no thing, second nature. It's still hard work, but it's
Yeah.
not stressful and hard to me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in the mind or anything. So it just shows anything that you work at enough, you can get better at it.
Yeah,
It's
how
like
did-
it's what do they say, like 17,000 hours or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know that one.
I don't
Isn't
know.
it
You know that.
It's 10,000 hours. Is it? No,
10,000 steps a day.
21 days. Yeah, 10,000 steps a day. And you'll walk a mile.
Whatever that expert thing is.
Yeah, I think it's
you just got to put the
You
time
gotta
in.
just do it. Wait,
Yeah.
how did you talk yourself out of like being anxious and like freaking out? Or you just were like, fuck it, I'm just.
I
Gotta raw
took
dog
the
it.
day 10 minutes at a time. I was like, you have to just break the day down or you're going to lose your mind. So I just would think to myself, Aesha, like, you're doing your absolute best. Just keep moving your limbs, and doing jobs and doing things. And eventually, at some point, the day is going to end and it's going to be done. And then, like, wake up tomorrow and just, like, keep moving your limbs. Just keep moving your limbs, doing your best and doing things, like 10
Oh,
minutes
that's
at a
good.
time.
Yeah.
And then eventually this day will end too. But you just have to stay in the moment, because if you start freaking out about what you're going to be doing for dinner service, like, there's no point clouding your mind with everything. Stay in your chunks.
I don't even know what to do for my own dinner,
Yeah.
let alone plan it for a boat.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
so hard. It's so hard. And it's tricky too, because you do have to be thinking about a million things, because there are always a million things to do. But yeah, you just have to try and not get overwhelmed.
Okay, you gonna give me a little tea?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I hope so. I'm not very good at this, but yeah.
No, you're great at this. Okay, were you worried about Joe and your 3 stews based on what's happened in the past seasons?
Yes, absolutely. Boy, was I worried.
What's going on with
Joe?
Joe?
Is just, he is, what I will say for Joe before I rip him down, is he is a very good worker. Like him, when he's at work in his job, he's very professional and he's very, very good at what he does. But he just has something in him where he cannot help himself with women. And if that's your prerogative and that's what you want to do, okay, I get it. But the issue is that then that starts to leak into boat life and that starts to ruin the energy on board. And if you're like upsetting my stews or if you're playing with my stews' heads, then they're going to get down, and then I've got them serving a guest when they're distracted or they're down, and it does end up interfering with all of the crew dynamics and people's moods, and that's where I'm like, okay, can you not do this like every time?
When do you yell them, hey, put the sausage away for a week or two?
So at the end of last season, I did kind of tell him that. It was after the V stuff when he went and kissed Kizzy, and we were really hungover on the aft deck, and I think he was like kind of hoping that I would give him a bit of reassurance or a bit of calming, but I was just like, no, you did do that, and you were a fucking asshole. Like, you shouldn't have done that, and you should feel bad about it, and you should learn from it, and like you just need to stop doing it. People can tell someone to do something as much as they can, but unless they want to change it for themselves, they're not going to. Like, if he's watched himself do it that many times and he still hasn't changed, then I just don't really know what will. Like, he needs
a bit of a wombat then.
Yeah, like he needs to come to that realization and awareness on his own, but I don't think anyone can rush him.
Is he still a fuckboy this season?
You'll have to wait and see.
No. Wait, what's going on with him? Is it Grant? Is that beef?
Grant.
No.
Oh, Nathan. Nathan.
My bad.
Oh, yes. Okay, so that's I don't want anyone to ever feel bad, but what I do love about this season is people watch the downfall of Nathan and Joe in real time. And, like, I'm usually not one for conflict and negative anything, but in terms of, like, a good season, it does provide a lot of good TV this season.
Really?
And it starts straight away. Like,
Wow.
as soon as he's on the boat, it's like they're just at each other.
Do you think they would box each other?
I think they'll get pretty close to it.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. It's like, it's pretty tumultuous all season.
Is there anything you want to add? Is there anything that we missed, you think? I feel we've...
No, for me this season, because I watched the first episode last night.
Oh, good.
And I already knew this anyway because I was there, but I'm just like, this season is so insanely good. I honestly think it's my favourite season of Below Deck I've ever done. Maybe on par with season 4 because that was really fun, but I think it's my favourite yet. Like, the casting is just so good, the storylines are so good, and there are enough people on there who are so funny that it's balanced with a lot of humour as well. So
damn, I want to come charter a yacht with you guys.
you should. There's no dead episode. Every episode is like so engrossing.
Did you know that when you were filming it?
Yeah,
you're like,
I could feel it.
This is the one.
Yes, definitely.
Wow.
I loved
I want to
it.
watch it.
And for me, it was a favourite as well because it's the first time ever I've been given 3 stews.
Yeah.
And that just, like, oh my God, that changed my whole entire life. It was it was the best thing ever. It made the workload, because I should always have 3 stews with the size boats we use, but I only ever get 2. And so having 3, it meant that the workload was actually manageable. And it was the first season where when I saw guests coming, I was like, oh my God, I actually can't wait to pick them up and do this work.
Oh,
because when
so
you've got enough
sweet.
hands, like, I love the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was
great.
personally really fun for me as well.
I'm so excited for this season.
It's so good. You need to come and be a guest.
Yeah, I probably should get my money up first, you know?
Yeah.
It sounds like these are big fucking yachts.
We do expect a very large tip.
Oh,
so
do you really?
don't come. If you've only got $1,000 in your pocket, don't come.
Really? How much are the boats for a week? Like 250,000?
I actually don't know how much Below Deck charges because they do like a different rate.
Oh,
But like,
I wanna come do that.
just for an example, which they would never do one this size, but the 95 metre one that I worked on for ages a week was like 550 euros. 550,000 euros baseline. That's not including like all your fuel, your food, everything.
So I got to win that lottery.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you do, could you share a little bit of it?
I think you're doing okay. I think You're doing fine. I'm sure these tips are pretty fucking crazy with these boats.
You're like, whoa, settle
Whoa.
down, Sally.
Yeah,
I think
you have
we're
to share it
doing
with
fine.
me.
Yeah, okay.
You're doing okay. Do you want to do the
Oh,
rapid-
fun. I love rapid fire.
Oh. If you were casting the villain version of Below Deck, which of your former castmates is the first person you call?
Ellie.
Okay. Who are your 4 people on your Mount Rushmore of Below Deck? Chief's shoes.
I would go, well, Hannah, because Hannah's the one that, she was my first chief stew.
Yeah.
She brought me into the world.
Wow.
Kate, because Kate is so funny. And she doesn't get enough, well, she does get credit for it. But I'm like, I don't think people realize how funny she is.
Yeah.
And so then there's only, how many heads are left?
There's 2.
Fraser and Daisy.
Fraser and
Yeah,
Daisy.
there we go.
There we
Love
go.
them. We're a good little trio.
That's
us
good.
three. Yeah.
What is the most fake thing about Below Deck that viewers actually think is real?
The most fake thing.
Yeah.
I don't think there is anything fake.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I don't think there's anything fake.
Oh, I was like in real
You
life.
say
there's
what
so much
it
fake
is
stuff.
what you see. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because like it's just so strict with the fourth wall and everything, and like they're very much like we don't interfere with anything. So
That's really good.
yeah. So everything you see is actually just what happens.
I feel like they try to do that on Amazing Race, but I was just talking to the
Yeah.
guys all day long.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
where are we
it's,
going, brother?
Yeah.
Which way do we
It's
go?
hard. It's hard.
It's
It is
hard.
hard.
What is the most unhinged thing you've seen a castmate do to ensure they get more screen time?
Ooh.
Is there anything on this season that someone did for screen time?
Well, you did see on the Super Teas, one of the girls threw a wine at the camera, which
gotta do
I'm
that.
just like, that's actually just not cool. Like, camera
Oh.
equipment costs so much money, and I think pouring a drink on anyone is just like, come on, there's other ways to deal with this.
Yeah.
But unhinged things to get more screen time, not really. It's just it's always the classic, like, let's tonguing in the spa.
Yeah.
And like shake our booties half naked, just the standard
Just the
textbook.
standard. Yeah. Throwing a glass at a camera is pretty crazy.
I just think
do it
it's
at the
so
wall.
disrespectful. Yes, exactly. Or like do it at their shoes or something. You know,
Yeah.
if you really have to
If
do
you're
it.
really angry.
But that's expensive.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Well, it's been an absolute dream to have you.
It's been so nice to talk to you.
Is there anything you want to plug? Where can people get your drink? Where can
Yes.
people find you?
Yes, thank you. So Scott and I next month. So Scott and I, we're beginning our pitching to supermarkets and things for our alcoholic coconut water drop. It's vodka and coconut water. We've got original peach and pineapple. So that's going to be on shelves in California very soon. So when it is on shelves, please, can you go and buy some, please?
And where can people find you? What's your handle?
My handle is at Aesha Jean, AESHA_JEAN. Americans don't understand my E's.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, guys, if you did enjoy today's episode, please give us 5 stars, and we will see you again next week. Thank you so much.
Yay!